If you can see me, don't mind my what I'm doing. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live, guys? Are we live? I believe now we are live. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Welcome back. हाँ भाई सब राजी खुशी भाई क्या हाल चाल है तुम्हारे ठीक ठाक हो तो भाई हम आ गए हैं वापस से अपना रीडिंग सेशन कंप्लीट करने वी आर ट्राइंग टू रीड द बुक वाल्मीकि's रामायण एंड वी आर reached till I guess the 16th chapter of Balakanta. So बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग है लाइक मुझे तो बहुत ज्यादा मजा आ रहा है आई एम नॉट श्योर हाउ मच इंटरेस्टिंग इट टू यू गाइस आई एम रियली नॉट श्योर अबाउट दैट but it is interesting like I'm not sure you can mute me I will once I have my setup like full setup what I'm trying to do then I'll add some music soft music that you can listen in the background while I'm reading the book but till then until I have all my resources enjoy my voice. Let me just have some strepsils. Otherwise, I'll be keep on coughing, and you will not like that. So, शुरू करते हैं भाई अपनी book. Why delay it? We are already late by the schedule. We will not make it further delay. So let me just share my screen, guys. Here's my screen. Okay, you can see my screen now. Let me just go to the right tab. Here's the tab. Here's the tab. I just completed my 15th chapter of it. So let me just go ahead and open up the 16th chapter. What does the 16th chapter says? It says Yajna Purusha presents divine dessert as fruit of ritual. Okay. That's interesting. Let's start with it. Introduction. Vishnu agrees to incarnate as human and selects Dasharatha as his father. And when Dasharatha is performing the Vedic ritual called Putra, Putrukastmi, a deity called Prajapati Purusha arises from the sacrificial fire to give a golden vessel of divine dessert to Dasharatha for distribution among his queens to beget progeny. The three queen, on consuming that dessert, conceive their children. New technology. Later, when the omnipresent Narayan is thus nominated by best gods, and though he knows the outcome, he gently spoke these words to God in this way. What is the idea to eliminate the demon's chief Ravana? Oh God, adopting which strategy I will have to eliminate that thorn in the side of sages. Thus Vishnu asked the gods. Asked thus all the gods said to that semi-paternal Vishnu, on assuming a human form, eliminate Ravana in a war. Or destroyer of enemy, he that Ravana undertook a vehement excesses for a long period, thereby the creator of the world and the firstborn one Brahma felt gladsome for his of his excesses. Satisfied with his excesses, Brahma gave boon to the demon that he shall have no fear for his life from many kind of being accepting human because that demon indeed slighted human earlier at the time of bestowing boon. Thus, on getting boon from the forefather Brahma, he has become arrogant and torturing the three world. And he is even abducting women as such. O enemy destroyer Vishnu, his elimination is envisaged through human alone. So said gods to Vishnu. On hearing that speech of God said that way, he that kind-hearted Vishnu then chose Dasharatha as his father in human world. During that time, the great resplendent king and the enemy subduer Dasharatha is performing Putrakamishti ritual, designing desiring progeny as he is sonless. On taking a decision, Vishnu took leave of forefather Brahma and vanished while he is still being extolled by gods and sages. Then, from the fire of altar Dasharatha ritual, there emerged a greatly vigorous and energetic divine being with an unparalleled resplendence called Yajna Purusha. He is clad in black and red garment, and his face is red. His voice resembles the drum beat. His mustache and hairdo are soft like that of lion's mane, and he is endowed with auspicious feature decorated with divine ornaments. In height, he is like a mountain peak, and in valiance, he is like of an imperious tiger. That great ritual being personally brought a big golden vessel, carrying it with both of his hand as if he would personally handle his own wife, which vessel is made from the molten gold and covered with silver lid, and which appear to be crafted out of divine illusion, since it is dazzling like sun and glowing like tongue of flames, that vessel is full with divine desert. That divine person, on observing King Dasharatha, said these words: O king, you may know me as the being sent by Prajapati. Thereafter, the king Dasharatha greeted the divine being with palm adjoining and said in reply, O God, welcome to you, and what shall I do for you? Then again, that divine being sent by Prajapati said these words: O king, now you have obtained this desert and golden vessel as you have propitiated gods. O tigerly king, take this desert prepared by divinities. This is blessed desert that enrich progeny and health. O king, let this be consumed. Saying so, he further said, for which purpose you have performed this ritual, that childbearing, childbearing will be fructified in your wives by bearing son. Hence, give this among your eligible wives. So said the divine being to Dasharatha. Agreeing to that, the king wholeheartedly took the god given golden vessel filled full with divine food. With high ecstasy, Dasharatha revered that ritual being the Prajapati Purusha or Yajna Purusha, an astonishing and delightful being in his appearance, and performed circumambulation around him. On obtaining that dessert prepared by gods, then Dasharatha is highly gladdened like a pauper obtaining unforeseen wealth. On completing his work of giving the golden vessel with dessert, then the divine being, who is astonishing by his form and highly glowing by his physique, disappeared then and there itself. Lit up the beams of happiness, Dasharatha's palace chamber shone forth like a autumnal sky, brightened with moonbeam. Then Dasharatha, on entering palace chamber, spoke this to Queen Kaushalya: receive this desert to beget your son. The king then gave half of the desert to Queen Kaushalya, and he gave half of the half, that is one fourth, to Queen Sumitra, and to KK he gave half of the remaining half, one eighth of the desert, with a desire to beget sons. Then, thinking for a while, gave the remaining, that is one eighth portion, again to Queen Sumitra. Thus, the king distributed the desert to his wife differently. This is much discussed distribution by the traditionalist. Adhyatma Ramayana, a treatise that postulates godhood to Rama, gives a well constructed argument about these shares of desert and the resultant birth of the four brothers Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. In accordance with these shares, in the simplest term as contained in these verses, Queen Kaushalya got half of the desert as an empress, Patamahisi. Sumitra get one fourth in the first round, and after a rethink by Dasharatha, she get another one-eighth portion. KK gets only a one-eighth quantity. Thus, Kaushalya gave birth to Ram, Sumitra to Lakshman and Shatrughan, and KK to Bharata. The quantum of apportionment of the desert does not make Rama all powerful or Bharata the least. Since the absolute is indivisible into parts, the desert thus that is divided is not to be taken as divided absolute, but a kind of medium through which the incarnation is made possible. There is another declination inquiry whether the incarnation of Ram is full or partial, Purna Avtara or Ardha Avtara. Ram is Vishnu himself, while Bharat and Shatrughan are his disk and conch shell, while Lakshmana is the thousand-headed snake Adi Sesha, on whose coil Vishnu recline. The whole desert is divine, and part of it do not signify an interdivided godhoods. Hence, the apportionment of the desert is done in order to keep up the hierarchy of the queenhood and their status. Throughout this magnum opus, Ram never said that he is a god or incarnation of God, but called himself Nimitta Matra, a casual relation to the course of event. Should Rama be the incarnation of the Almighty himself, he has little or no necessity to incarnate the weaponry along with him. They are at his beck and call at any time. Thus, Rama is neither a half nor one fourth incarnation of the Absolute, nor a divided of the whole, but an incarnate or virtuously ideal personality of Vishnu, Maryada Purushottam Ram. The incidental to this apportionment of the desert, the aspect of the eldest son is also studies. Ram is the firstborn and thus the eldest. This is because the desert to given to Queen Kaushalya in the first instance, half of the vessel and half of the whole vessel. She immediately consumed to Linus her share, and as an empress, Sumitra waited a while till apportionment is complete. KK got her portion, but waited till her elder sister Sumitra complete her drink. In the meanwhile, Dasharatha thought a while, as said in the verse, and gave Sumitra another one-eighth part. Sumitra then consumed her two parts. Later, Kekai drinks her dividend. On getting the dessert, all of those best ladies of the king whose heart are exuberant with happiness deemed it as a reward. Then, on consuming dessert, those best ladies of the king whose resplendence then vied with that fire and sun become pregnant after some time. Then, on seeing this queen with confirmed pregnancy, Dasharatha regained his lost heart of son, and he is gladdened like Vishnu, who will always be gladsome when worshipped by God, namely Indra and others, as well by the assemblance of great soul and sages. That was chapter 16, and it is interesting. Thank you so much, guys. मजा आया पढ़ के. Now it comes to chapter 17. It's a new information. नहीं हमने नहीं पढ़ा था कभी ये. The god, the gods become progenitors, Vanara heroes at the dictate of Brahma to come to an aid of Rama in annihilation Ravana. The monkey-like Vanara race is procreated by numerous celestial, endowing it with peculiar mighty physique and particular power to come to help Rama. Okay. When Vishnu attained the sonship of the great soul king Dasharatha, then Brahma, the self created, addressed all the god this way. Let mighty and guise changing helpmate be procreated to that truth abiding and valorous Vishnu, who is well wisher of all of us. Let monkey shaped progeny equaling Vishnu's valor be procreated from the physique of prominent Apsara and Gandharvas, from the girls of Yaksha and Pan- Panaga, and also thus from the bodies of Kinnara, She Vidyadhara, Shiriksha, and She Monkey, and they shall be wizard of miracle and audacious one. In travel they shall have air speed, bestowed with intellect, they shall be knowers of ideation, and with their divine physique they shall be ineliminable. They shall be endowed with all the assertive aspect of all missiles. They shall be untiring in their effort, like you who thrive on Amrit, the ambrosia, unmindful of thirst and hunger. बड़ा ही इंटरेस्टिंग है. Gandharva, our celestial musician inhabiting Indra's heaven and form the orchestra of all at all the banquets of the principal deities. Yaksha demigods attendant specially on Kubera employed by him in the care of his garden and treasures. Kimpurashas demigod attached also to serve service of Kubera, celestial musician represented like centaurs reversed with human figure with horse head. Siddhas are demigod or spirits of undefined attributes occupying with the Vidyadhara, the middle air or region between the earth and the sun. Griff. Oh, I have already created the eminent bear Jamvanta in earlier times as he suddenly came forth from my yawning face. This is this is to say that Brahma has already created such typical being, namely Jamvanta, prior to all gods as a role model in creation. When Brahma addressed them, thus those gods have agreed to his order and accordingly started to parent son in the resemblance of monkeys. The great souled celestial group, namely the sage Siddhya, Vidyadhara, Kharanas, have created valiant sons that are forest ranger. Indra procreated the lord of Vanra named Vali, who by his physique is like Mount Mahindra and the highest humidifier among all the humidifiers. Namely, the sun procreated Sugriva. Brihaspati, the Jupiter, gave rise to the great monkey named Tara, who is the most important one among all Vanras and who excels all by his intelligence. तारा के बारे में नहीं पता था. Tara here is a Vanra hero, but not Lady Tara, the wife of Vali. Here we have wondering. Here we have the wording of Kapiha, the monkey, from these forest rangers for the first time. The brilliant Gandhamadana is the son of Kubera, who, while the divine architect Vishwakarma procreated the great monkey called Nala. Acha. जो नल था जिसने राम सेतु बनाया था, वो विश्वकर्मा का बेटा था भाई। तभी the bright son of fire is Nila, whose blaze is like that of a fire, and who excels other monkeys by his resplendence, renown, and courage. The Ashwin twin god, whose wealth is their beautiful appearance, have personally procreated two Vanras, namely Manda and Dvida, blessing them with beautiful appearance. The rain god procreated the Vanra named Sushena, and thunder god gave rise to the mighty, mighty Saharaba. The direct son of air god is the marvelous and adventurous Hanumana. With his indestructible body and one identical in the speed of Lady Vinita's son named Garuda, the divine eagle, vehicle of Vishnu, and among all monkey chief, he is the intelligent and the indefatigable one too. Garuda, the bird and vehicle of Vishnu, he is generally represented as being something between a man and bird and considered as a sovereign of the feathered race. He may be compared with the simurgh, simurgh of the Persian, the yank of Arab, the griffin of chivalry without land body, the phoenix of Egypt, the bird that sits upon the ash. Then, thus the god have procreated many thousand of such walrus and guise changing monkeys who with their immeasurable strength and bravery are manifest for the elimination of decahedral demon Ravana. And they with their elephantine, mountainous, and prodigious bodies quickly took birth in bears, monkey, and sacred langurs. Those that are procreated have attained the shape, get-up, and valor of the god that has feathered them, and thus the monkey race is procreated separately and individually. Okay. Some of the Vanras endowed with superior valor are born to female langurs, and like that, some more to female bears and kinnaras. Several of the god great sages Gandharva, eagle, yaksha, and the celebrated reptiles Kimpurusha, Siddha, Vidyadhara, Arga, Kanra, and even the prominent maiden of Apsara, She Vaidhyadhara, Naga, Gandharva then gladly procreated all of the thousand of forest ranging and valiant Vanra son from their bodies that are forest rangers. They are endowed with guise changing facilities, with bodily might, and by their pride and might are identical to lions and tigers, and they are born free in their movement in forest. All of them are the assaulters with stone, and all are the attackers with tree, and all have their nails and claws as their weapon, yet all are expert in missiles. Rama and Lakshmana will use arrows and missiles as their weaponry in the ensuing final war with Ramana. The Vanara soldier used stone, trees, and their own claws and nails. The golden mace or club handled by Hanumana, Sugriva, Vali, usually depicted in picture, are for more mythical ornamentation to glory with the character. However, these Vanaras are well versed in the knowledge of such technical weaponry only to save themselves from their usage against them, but do not use them necessarily. In Sundar Kanda, Hanuman will be tied by magical weapon called Brahmastra while he is in Lanka, though knowing the release from that Brahmastra Hanuman does not utilize that knowledge there. They can rock greatest mountain, rip firm rooted trees, and with their speed they can agitate the of Lord of rivers, namely ocean. They can shatter the ground with their 2 feet, leap and cross over great ocean, and they can seize cloud entering arc of heaven. They can catch ruttish elephants that tumultuously moves in forest, and just with the sound of their blare they make sky flaring birds to fall. Thus the gods and other have procreated millions of such noble souled Vanaras as a chief of warriors who can change their guise as their wish. Those Vanaras general who took birth thus became the prominent general among the principal battalions of monkeys, and they have also procreated brave monkey of their own. Some thousand of them stayed on the ridge of Mount Rikshavat, while others reached many kind of other mountains and forest. All of the monkeys stood by the brothers, namely the son of Indra Vali and the son of son Sugriva. And even with the monkeys general like Nala, Neel and Hanumana, all of those who are well versed in warfare and endowed with the might of divine eagle Garuda used to thwart the pride of lion, tiger, and great snake just by their own prideful subjugation while they move about the forest. He who is adroit, extremely might, and highly indomitable, that Vali protected bears, langurs, and monkeys just by the strength of his arm. The earth, with its mountain, forest, and oceanward place, is overspread with those brave ones that possess diverse physiques and peculiar indication mark of their stock. The earth is thus suffused with those mighty army generals of Varnara race, whose physique resemble the cluster of clouds and peak of mountains, and who have emerged for the reason of helping Rama. That is chapter 17 in Balakanda. My goodness. Guys, did you find it interesting? Like it's too much interesting for me, like too much of an interesting thing to me to read in its originality. It's crazy, you know. Did you enjoy it? I enjoyed it too much, bro, too much. कितनी चीजें अभी हमें पता चल रही है कि हम कहते हैं कि नल किसका बेटा था, पता चला विश्वकर्मा का था, इसलिए उन्होंने राम सेतु बना पाया बिकॉज विश्वकर्मा इज लाइक you know he's the architect, bro. He's the architect. He can build things. He's the one who built things, bro. Shit. And that's fun. There's so many other things we have read. Jamwant was made by Brahma as an example. Like this is what they have to bring this into this world, but that's too much of interesting stuff. Ah, I really loved it. I'm going in deep thoughts right now, you know. अभी कोई है नहीं बात करने के लिए, कोई कर रहा है बात? चल टैबलेट बाहर रखा है, कोई नहीं ना. We will see. We will see again. We will read. अभी तो बहुत डिटेल में है यार, इतना डिटेल में. मैंने जब सुंदरकांड पढ़ा था तो वो इतना डिटेल में था, इतना डिटेल में था, लाइक यू कांट इवन इमेजिन. सो दिस इज द बेसिक. वो हमें समझा रहे हैं कि ये सब कौन है. ठीक है, दे आर जस्ट टेलिंग अस हु दीस पीपल आर. how they have come into the being, and what are their motives, and what are the source, वो लोग कहाँ से आ रहे हैं. So that's very interesting to hear, and that's too much interesting for me to hear. मजा आ गया मुझे तो पढ़ के. But thank you guys for being part of this. It's my, it's my dream. It was my dream to read Ramayana. It's an originality. It was my dream. So thank you so much for the internet, this all stuff, to give me an opportunity to where I can, fulfill my dream. It's like too much happiness. But thank you very much. Love you all. Please take care of yourself.